Well, hey, it's Rob. Not sure if you can tell or not, but I've been to an estate sale. All right, hey, get these off of me. And so I saw on eBay there was a local company doing estate sales, and I found 3 giant boxes of soul, funk, and disco 8-track tapes. Here we go. Look at this haul. That's only one of them. So I'll very briefly, hopefully, who are we kidding? Might not be that brief. I'll just show you a few of these and talk in general about the wonderful format of the 8-track tape. And I've done a couple of videos about them, what to expect, what you're going to find out there. This was very unusual, by the way. If you find a lot, as in a LOT of 8-track tapes, you know, somebody's personal collection from their home, chances are it's either classical, it's easy listening like Mantovani and Lawrence Welk stuff, or it's country. It's very unusual, believe it or not, that it's even just your standard classic rock bands as far as a big collection. And this is really unusual. I can't even remember the last time I've seen, you know, most of these bands on 8-track. Even simple stuff that was popular back in its day, for whatever reason, is really hard to find on 8-track. Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. Huge selling record. You would think, of course, you'd be able to find it even today on this, you know, abandoned format, but you really can't. It's really surprising to me that I came across this. Like I said, it is just not something you normally see. So, bunch of really cool 70s soul, funk, disco. Growing up in Detroit, this is what I heard on the radio all the time. You know, the bands like the Dramatics and the Stylistics and the Isley Brothers and all that super cool stuff, and then moving into more of the soul and the disco stuff in the late 70s. But I just haven't seen a collection like this in a very long time. I got some Chic here. Let's see what else. A bunch of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Got me some, that's Barry White right there. I'm not going to go over all these. You get the idea what kind of collection this is. And, well, maybe a couple more. Spinners. There are the OJs right here. So, very cool collection. Pretty much in the standard shape you will find 8-track tapes in these days, which is pretty sad. Probably 8 out of 10 are not going to play off the bat, or if they do, they're going to play poorly and will need immediate repair to work well. Let's look at old Michael Jackson here, Off the Wall. Michael Jackson, Off the Wall is in pretty good shape, and it's surprising. This one will play no problems. You got 2 things you're looking at when you have an 8-track tape you're interested in buying, if you happen to come across one somewhere. Number 1 is the pinch roller, which is right here. The little round roller pushes up against what's called the capstan, which is just a little rotating metal rod, which moves the tape along. They have it on cassettes too, if you think about it, and that's the thing that would go through the hole in the shell of the cassette. It is just, of course, external on the 8-track tape cartridge. And the difference between cassette and 8-tracks is the 8-track has the pinch roller inside right here. It's part of each cartridge, for better or worse. Whereas the pinch roller of a cassette, you, of course, would see it inside the hardware of the machine. You'd only have one pinch roller to deal with, not 150 pinch rollers to deal with like I do today with these tapes. Number 2 is the pressure pad. They have a pressure pad right underneath here. It goes the length of this. It's about 1.5 inches long or something. It is, for the most part, foam. It, for the most part, is degraded, degrading, dust, and needs to be replaced by this point. It is very rare you get one like this, where you push your finger in here, and it has some pliability, and you can feel it pushing in and then returning back to where it's supposed to be. Like I said, this one is in very good shape, and I'm happy about that. I'm really happy to have a copy of a great album like Off the Wall on 8-track tape. But because of those two things, the pinch roller and the pressure pad, you're usually going to have a problem. The third thing that might happen is the splice. These have a foil splice. It's a foil sensing splice. It's literally just a piece of foil with adhesive on the back. And when the foil goes through the tape deck, there's a special head, a special sensor that says, hey, I see foil. And it moves your program from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. I'm not going to go into the whole setup and history of 8-tracks. I've done that in other videos. But anyway, basically those are the three things inside of a cartridge that are causes for concern. 8 out of 10, I'm estimating, are going to have a problem with one of those areas, and that will result in you not being able to play the tape. When you get a tape, do that. That's the best thing you can do, really, other than keep it out of the sun. Don't leave it on the dashboard of your car. All that stuff. Not really a problem these days, but the tape will get gummed up in there. It'll get stuck, hung up, and that just breaks it loose a little bit if there's a little dust or mold or who knows what might be in there. So I'm putting this one aside to listen to later, because I definitely will be able to listen later. I saw a lot of interesting stuff in this collection, including a lot of bootleg stuff. In the 70s, if you think about it, a popular place to get 8-tracks was truck stops. And truck stops were serviced by these people who just ran the tapes off in their shed in their backyard or whatever. And that was it. And you would get these bootleg truck stop 8-tracks. Let me see if I can find one here. Here's one here. Top Soul number 19. You can just see by the quality of the label, by the record label itself, whatever it is that it was probably run off, like I said, in somebody's garage or whatever. This one is actually interesting. I've never seen a gold 8-track cartridge. I'm actually kind of excited about this one. I just grabbed it randomly. And this one actually has the two things you want. Pinch roller is good. A lot of these are made out of foam. And again, they degrade, they get sticky, gunky, and the tape won't roll through there. This one has, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I move the tape a little bit. So this one has pads that are actually metal and felt. Those are excellent. Those will last till the end of time. So it's a small little piece of bent metal, bent, who knows what it is. Tin, steel, something or other. And at the end of each one, like where the fingers are a small felt pad. Those are very good. This tape will play, and I'm gonna put it in my pile here to listen to later. This one here is actually, can you see? It is a Learjet stereo cartridge. I just made a video about this. Bill Lear from Learjet was the person behind the 8-track format. He didn't invent it, but he, hired scientists, and they figured out how to make these work, how to, build them out, the cartridges, what to put them inside, inside of them, all that kind of stuff. So this is actually very cool. I just randomly grabbed that one. Let me see if I can find a bootleg one. Here's another one. A lot of these compilations. Here you go. Top Tunes, Soul 12. And let's see if this one says anything on it. There was one I found that said it was a soul music compilation, and it says, as played by your favorite artist. I mean, he just doesn't get better than that. Now, if it would have said played by your favorite artist, then, you expect to hear the OJs and Earth, Wind & Fire, Bobby Womack or whatever. But as played, meaning we've got some other band playing it, but we're going to have this band kind of sound like, what the record sounded like, that we're ripping off and copying and not giving anyone, of course, any royalties for. And we're making these things, in the back room of our house and sell them out cheap. First 8-track I ever bought was Earth, Wind & Fire. No, sorry, was ELO. I'm looking at Earth, Wind & Fire right here. First, I've had some others, but first 8-track I bought was Electric Light Orchestra. Out of the blue, it was $10, I remember, for a double 8-track, a double-length 8-track that was the equivalent of a double record. I think maybe they were around $6, $7, $8 for a single 8-track back in the day. I assume they went up over time, but when you went to the truck stops, you could maybe get them for $3 or $4, and a lot of people were into saving some money and didn't mind the fact that it wasn't the original band on the tape, or if nothing else, it was not, the same quality of the original recording because it was, homebrew, whatever. Here's something, Osiris. Now, I don't know what this is, but I'm going to enjoy hearing this. And this one, let's see. It's pretty good too. All right, I'm doing pretty good. I'm making a nice pile here of tapes that might actually work. There you go. This is fun. $5.99 from is it Turtles? Yeah, Turtles Records. And this is none other than Hear My Dear, Marvin Gaye. The pad in this is dust. I just pushed it and it crumbled into a million pieces. So Hear My Dear is not going to play, and I'm not going to bother with it. These can be repaired. You can take them apart. They have press fit. You see where those little holes are? You put a little tool in there, like a knitting needle or a small screwdriver, and it will pop out those fittings. You can take the cover off. You can replace, like I said, the pressure pads with just weather stripping. You get just, this is 1/4-inch tape, so get 1/4-inch weather stripping like you would put on the outside of your door. With the adhesive on the back, just cut a little piece about yay long, and you literally just wedge it in there. It's very easy to do. Put it back together, and you're good to go. So I may at some point repair some of these if I really feel like hearing them. Of course, 90% of the stuff is probably on Spotify. There's no reason for me to waste my time with it. But anyway, it's a fantastic collection. Mother's Finest, I know they were, I think, an Atlanta-based funk band. I don't know a lot of their stuff, actually, so looking forward to seeing that. There's some Bob James here, some jazz stuff, super cool funk stuff like the Bar-Kays, Confunction, etc., etc. So, all right, I'll wrap it up here. I think I've said whatever I wanted to say, and, oh, Rick James. Anyway, so a very unusual collection, very unlikely that I would come across a giant lot of tapes like this, all of a specific, or basically specific style, genre, era, and whoever collected these, and they're probably not with us anymore, but they had good taste. They were willing to spend some money on music they liked, of course. Back in the day, this was the only portable format. This was the only format you could have where you could have it in your house. You could have it in your car. Oh, here's the Curtis Mayfield record. Curtis Mayfield's first record. Great record. Let's see. Yes, so this one here, you can't see it. Maybe you can. But the pinch roller there is actually not even rolling. So there's no way this would work. It has to be able to spin around there. And this one, which was foam, is now totally disgusting, degraded, gone, immobile, and poor Curtis. We won't be hearing this one anytime soon. You can take the pinch roller from another 8-track that you like less than this one, swap it out or whatever. This one looks like the tape's even broken or has become part of the pinch roller. I'm not sure. Anyway, too bad. This is a fabulous record. Again, I can hear it on Spotify if I want, but so these are the kind of pitfalls you will find in the exciting and, oh, look at this, rewarding pastime of collecting 8-track tapes. How about this? Stereophonically recreated in our studios, mastering through electronic sound recording systems to simulate the ultimate in stereo music. I am sure. Anyway, part of the fun is discovering things you've never seen before. Very interesting. I'm going to have fun with these. And I'm signing off. Thanks, and happy thrift shopping.